So, Dr. Smitchell, what is hemophilia?
Well, Janice, hemophilia is a mutation within the X chromosome, causing a person affected by the gene to bleed out spontaneously when given a simple cut of the finger. This occurs because the person's blood is unable to clot due to them not being able to produce the blood clotting protein called antihemophilic, otherwise known as AHF.
And what role does hemophilia play in the royal family?
Hemophilia specifically is in the royal family because of the inbreeding that happens in the family because they wanted their bloodline to stay pure, but inbreeding can cause lots of health issues.
That's quite interesting. Well, I have one last question for you, and that is, how was Alexei able to inherit the trait?
Alexei got hemophilia because his mother Alexandra is a carrier for the trait, and the only way Alexei can get an X chromosome is from his mother, and it just so happened he got his mother's affected allele. Alexei got his Y chromosome from his father.
What was the modern science involved in solving the Romanov mystery?
The modern science used was DNA profiling. It's the process of determining someone's individual DNA using something called mitochondrial DNA.
And what is mitochondrial DNA?
Mitochondrial DNA is the DNA located on mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell. Using this DNA, you are able to determine one's individual genetic traits using the right technology.
And how did these determine that the bones were of the Romanov family?
Well, because the family's bones were buried for about 70 years from 1979, they had small amounts of DNA on their bones. But luckily, they were able to use Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh's DNA, who is a direct descendant of the Tsarina Alexandra, for comparison, along with Duke of Fief's DNA and Princess Zaina Sheremetev's DNA, who are descendants of the Tsar Nicholas. These DNA samples from the bones match that of the living relative counterpart.
Were people doubtful?
Of course, because a small section of the Tsar's DNA didn't match the living relatives. So, scientists worked for another year to confirm their findings, but other professionals still found the situation controversial.
What finally convinced people those were the bones of the Romanovs?
It was when the bones of Maria and Alexei were found in 2007. All the previous tests that were done also matched these new bones, confirming all the bones found were that of the Romanov family.